Ciao, my name is Umberto Mucci and this is We the ItaliaNews, a podcast about Italy during coronavirus times. Today is Thursday, January 27, 2022. Dear friends, Italy is still in the middle of the election for the President of the Republic. The first three ballots have not brought a result. Today there will be the fourth, but very probably nothing will happen. The parties are fighting and talking and then fighting and talking, and very probably only tomorrow we could have a final agreement on who will be our next president. At the time I am making this video there is still no certainty, except that the poll we did among you Italians in America brought similar results to the one done among Italians living here in Italy. Mario Draghi and Sergio Mattarella, respectively the head of government of the last year and the head of the state of the last 7 years, are the people who have more success and trust among those who are responding to both polls. If you missed it, I suggest you to watch the video of last Monday. You can find it on our website, on our social media, and in the We the Italian News playlist of our YouTube channel. In this video, I explained the procedures for this important election that is holding all of Italy in suspense. Very much probably, at least we hope, by the time I will shoot the next video next Monday, this election will be over. Let's go back for a moment to give some numbers of the vaccination campaign in Italy. 90.37% of the over 12 population received at least one dose of the vaccine. 87.25% of the over 12 population also received the second dose. 78.75% of the population potentially receiving an additional or booster dose received the third dose. As a result of the mandatory vaccination, the number of unvaccinated Italians over 50 has dropped below 2 million. The curve of new positives has reversed the trend, and that is good news. But in the meantime, also Abruzzo, Friuli, Venezia Giulia, Sicily and Piedmont are in the orange zone, while Puglia and Sardinia have passed into yellow. But the government is considering the possibility of overcoming the system of colors that we now know well. And there is also an evident breaking of hospitalizations for COVID, both in intensive care units and in the medical area, the most evident breaking of the last 3 months. But it is possible to identify a difference between two categories of patients. While there is a 2.5% decrease in COVID patients who have developed COVID disease and present respiratory and pulmonary symptoms, there is a 60.7% increase in COVID patients who are virus positive, but they have been admitted in the hospital for the treatment of other diseases. Today, however, COVID continues to be the third cause of death in Italy. A few days ago, however, the WHO gave a strong hope to all of us, officially saying that the Omicron variant could represent the final phase of the pandemic in Europe. Let's really hope this is the case, and of course not just for Europe. The 2022 Rising Jobs ranking based on LinkedIn data reveals that 25 fastest growing professions over the past 5 years in Italy, spanning January 2017 to July 2021. The labor market is changing at an accelerating pace, enhanced by changes brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic and a growing technology push. In recent years, some industries have experienced real upheavals, and at the same time, many professionals in Italy have chosen to pursue new careers. In the top 5 positions of the fastest growing professions in Italy are robotics engineer, who deal with the design, construction and testing of robots; machine learning engineer, who focus on the design, implementation and maintenance of machine learning algorithms and artificial intelligence systems; cloud architect, who are responsible for designing and building scalable and resilient cloud environments that fit as closely as possible to an enterprise's business needs; data engineer, who are responsible for identifying trends in data sets and developing algorithms to transform raw data into useful, ordered and structured data formats; sustainability manager, who oversee the implementation of sustainability strategies during a project or for the entire company. And according to the Gender Diversity Index 2021, a study of gender representation on the boards of directors and top management of Europe's largest companies, on a scale ranging from 0 to 1, where 1 represents the goal of 50% women in top positions, Europe is still at 0.59, although this is an improvement from 0.53 in the 2019 edition. With a gender diversity index of 0.62, slightly higher than the European average, Italy grows slightly compared to 2020, but maintains unchanged its 6th position. But outside of boardrooms, female leadership is still far from being balanced in Italy. The percentage of women in executive levels here, in fact, is only 17%. Finally, the percentage of women CEOs in Italy has dropped to 3%. Last year they were 4%, which places us at the bottom of the ranking, along with Germany and Switzerland. The best destination in the world for lovers of good food is Rome, according to TripAdvisor's Traveler's Choice Awards 2022. Out of the top 10, in any case dominated by Europe, is Florence, which is in 11th place in the ranking of the food destinations of the year. There's a whole world to choose from, and we want to help travelers make the best trips for them, whatever the perfect vacation is, said Stephen Paganelli, the Italian-American director of TripAdvisor America, explaining the rankings divided by category and wishing that 2022 could truly be the breakthrough year for tourism in the post-pandemic era. As the world returns to travel, priorities are changing and people want more memorable experiences during their trips. 3/4 of Americans say it is important to see new places when planning their future travel plans. Once again, guys, Italy is waiting for you, and Rome is waiting for you, and Roman food is waiting for you. In fact, today I'm going to eat a carbonara to celebrate this award. Italy's anti-corruption efforts over the past decade have given good results. Progress has been made according to Transparency International's Corruption Perceptions Index 2021, which annually scores each of the 180 countries analyzed based on the level of corruption perception. Italy went from 42 points in 2012 to the current 56, with a significant improvement. Italy, Transparency International notes, has seen benefits from reforms, undoubtedly, although it remains among the countries that score less brightly, and reform would be needed on the rules of who has effective control of companies and trusts. Italian airports closed 2021 with 80.7 million passengers and a contraction of 58.2% on 2019, the last year not affected by the pandemic, when the number of travelers exceeded 193 million. A final balance up 52.4% on 2020, but still marked by a deep crisis with 113 million passengers lost compared to 2019. The phenomenon described has also changed the distribution of traffic in Italian airports, with the airports on the islands that benefiting from domestic tourism, record signs of recovery more evident than the system average. In fact, they recover more quickly, especially in the second half of the year, the levels of 2019. On the other hand, airports with a strong international and intercontinental vocation are struggling to recover due to the maintenance of restrictions on non-EU travel. And finally, Italy is bidding to have Italian espresso coffee inserted on the UNESCO list of intangible cultural heritage. Espresso coffee in a country is not only a pleasant drink to be sipped from breakfast to after dinner, as well as an excuse for a break from work, perhaps exchanging a chat with colleagues and friends, it is above all a ritual, the expression of a culture that comes from afar. It is a word that moves an important economy. In Italy there are 800 coffee roasters and 7,000 employees, and 98% of Italians drink coffee. The cup of espresso represents for all Italians a social and cultural ritual that is also reflected in literature and that fascinates the whole country from Naples to Venice to Trieste, passing through Rome and Milan. The candidacy is all the more important in the context of COVID-19 restrictions that have hampered social interaction, much of which took place at the bar in front of a good Italian coffee. So please have a good Italian coffee. Please book an Italian travel. Please eat Roman, eat Italian. Please stay safe and take care. My name is Umberto Mucci. This was We the ItaliaNews. I'll see you next Monday. Stay safe. Ciao from Rome.